let's talk Chris Harrison first, because that's a little bit of news as well before we get into just some of the TV we've been watching. Chris Harrison, I'll break it down for you, Fights, because I know you're not quite up on the Bachelor world, and I know a lot of our fans probably aren't, but it transcends. It's kind of more into the cancel culture and just more of a commentary on society than anything. One of the girls on the show this year, her name is Rachael Kirkconnell. Also of note, the Bachelor is black. It's the first male black
James,
Bachelor.
Right?
Huh?
Matt James?
Matt James, yeah, who's like hot in the streets, seems to be like a cool dude. I know he's like a friend of the program with Rhea and the girls and Trent and them. So, you know, it's got that extra element of like racially charged stuff because he's black. Now, this girl in 2018 went to a Old South themed sorority party. It was an antebellum themed party on one of those plantation houses. They dress up like debutantes. You know, not great. Just she didn't do anything bad, but it's just like there were slaves on this. You know, this is a plantation that was a place for slaves, and obviously Old South has a lot of connotations. I believe there was like she dressed up as a Native American once for Halloween, and I guess some people on like TikTok were just saying that like her friends are racist people. You know, a lot of kind of like pointing the fingers and he said, she said shit. Now, Chris Harrison was like bizarrely defending her. He went on an interview on Extra with a different Rachel. Her name's Rachel Lindsay. She was the first black bachelorette. So she now works for Extra and was kind of like talking to Chris Harrison, kind of being like, you know, this allegation came out weeks ago. We haven't heard from her, like not a good look. And Chris Harrison was just like, you know, the woke police out here is getting ridiculous. I would bet that 50 million people went to those sort of parties. And, you know, I think we need some grace while we like let her respond. And, you know, it's only a problem because we're looking at it through the lens of 2021. And the other Rachel was like, well, it was only 2018, bro. Like he's playing this card as if it was like 2009. And, you know, 2018 is like, you're in the middle of the movement, really. You know, it's in the middle of Trump's presidency. It's in the middle of the Me Too movement. You have a lot of like Black Lives Matter going on. It's not, you know, you can't play that card in 2018. But anyway, Chris Harrison now is taking a leave of absence. He's going to miss their finale, which, you know, having dabbled in about 5 minutes of reality TV, if I didn't get to do the announcement of Tommy, I would have been so fucking mad. I would have been so upset. I mean, I know he's done 1,000 of these, but you know, that's his big deal. And then the thing is, they start recording or filming, whatever it's called, for the Bachelorette right away. So if he's going to be on an indefinite leave, I don't think he'll be a part of that season then, or at least the beginning of it. And that doesn't air until like the spring. Like no one's going to give a fuck about this in like a couple weeks. The fact that he's going to give up like a season of work for it. I mean, Chris, I know he's a friend of the program too. Like you got the best gig in America and you're one of the best at it. Just zip your lip. Let that girl fight her own fight. Don't, you know, coming in here talking about the politics of it all and cancel culture and woke police. Just hand out the roses and cash your checks, Chris Harrison.
I don't really get what is happening, so to speak. Like, so was it a themed party or was she just at a plantation?
I think it looked like a big sorority party. Like every girl was in like a big debutante Southern Belle dress. If I had to guess, it was probably like a sorority fraternity formal of some sort. I don't know when they say antebellum, I don't know, you know, really what that means. That's a word I don't know. I'm
ignorant. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, you know, these are all things that like that girl's, I don't think that girl's a racist bigot. I think that she, you know, did some Southern shit. I don't know anything about her. Maybe she is racist, but that I don't think makes you racist. But I think like, okay, that comes out. I think that girl needs to issue an apology. I think it took her a while. In that interview, I think the other Rachel was like, it's been 6 weeks, which is kind of weird. If people are like calling you a racist for 6 weeks and you haven't like spoken up one way or the other. But I think, you put out the apology that everyone puts out. Like, I was ignorant and that doesn't excuse it. And I'm going to have to be, make changes going forward. And I'm sorry to everyone that I upset. But Chris Harrison, this girl must win or something. He must know that she's going to be like the girl at the end, because he was like staunchly defending her, being like, she's a good girl and we need to like give her some time and some space. Because he must be thinking like, fuck, we got like, 6 more weeks of the show and then she's going to win and the whole thing is going to be botched. Because it was like 15 minutes of him just being like, what's the big deal? Shut up, woke police. It was like, whoa, for a dude who's like, him and like Seacrest and those guys are always like on the ball. I mean, man, if he fucks that gig up, that is some shit where you just gotta like put a bullet in your head. Oh my God.
Just shut up.
Yeah,
like you have one of the best gigs in the entire world. Just shut up and say like, that's one of those things where like I would never ever be like I would never have beliefs. I would just be like, whatever people say is right.
Especially, like, I don't know. I go back and forth with the idea of like, you have a platform and you should use it. We kind of encountered that in like a fractional way when people were like, no one at Barstool has spoken up about George Floyd. And I felt like compelled to do a podcast or write a blog. But like, Chris Harrison's here to churn out the guiltiest of pleasures, like we want to watch people like, fuck inside a windmill and we want to watch them like cry and get drunk and make asses of themselves while they pretend to fall in love in a matter of 2 weeks. I don't need to be hearing from any of them about the state of, racism in America and the social problems with cancel culture. It's like, Chris, give out the roses and shut the fuck up. Yeah. I mean, that guy, we did the math the other day. Wasn't he making like $10 million per show, and he does like 3 of them per year? It's like monster.
He does what? No,
it's not that much, but it was like, because he does Bachelor, Bachelorette, and Bachelor in Paradise every year. So he's like constantly, and then I think he does Millionaire and all this shit. So I think he makes a lot of fucking money for what I'm sure is, I don't like to say it's an easy job, because like I said, it's around the clock, like he's always doing it, but it's as cushy of an entertainment job as you can get. Do not botch that one.
All right, you're already laughing at one of the best clips of our shows. Now it's time for you to watch the full episode. So click here, subscribe to the full KFC radio show. You can watch entire episodes right here. You want more clips? Click here. Subscribe to both of them.
Hit the button too. Hit the bell.
Hit the bell and the button, and then the comment below.
Leave comments who else you think we should interview.
And how I'm funnier than John.
Maybe.